Hello, 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 hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are in the world. It is episode 74 of the Collectin and Connectin podcast. We have a great episode in store for you today. Nope, you're good. Our special guest, he's so VIP. Literally, he's like juggling 18 things at once. It's fantastic. I miss Floaty herself, Banana Mac. How are you doing this beautiful day?
What's up, everyone? I am Banana Bank Mac, and I am addicted to Floaty. I think this might be a good time to have a little intervention, chat about my shopping addiction, you know?
You're in a safe space.
Yeah, we accept you for who you are. That's all I can say. Yeah.
Honestly, I need that. Now I'm going to buy more.
Yeah, exactly. You just keep being you. Speaking of people that is themselves, Tork. Good day, mate.
Good day, mate. We're doing Australian accents today. I didn't get the memo.
Panicked. I panicked. I didn't know what to do.
I like it. It sounds good. No, best day of my life. I woke up. Apparently, we're in a safe space. We're going to heal today. The cycle of abuse stops here with Banana Banking Mac. We're not going to let it continue. We're here to help with not just Banana Banking Mac, but with anybody out there who might need some assistance in this regard. This is what Collectin and Connectin is here for.
Yeah. For your supplier and your therapist.
All in one.
Now that we've gotten all the awkwardness out of the way, a very fantastic special guest today representing one of the top NBA teams in the league, one of the scariest teams in the league, MrKicker. Can you hear us loud and clear?
What's up, fam? Loud and clear. Can y'all hear me okay?
We can. Dude, we are pumped to have you on, man. Thanks for making time to join us.
For sure. Making my rookie debut. You know, 3Ball's been on me trying to get me on for a while, so.
Rookie debut! Let's buy that moment.
I figured it was good timing now.
Let's go.
We're going to start making rookie debuts of the C&C and creating NFTs. Is going to be the rookie C&C debut. I'm going to stop talking.
It's a great idea, actually. I love it, Brett. I like it a lot. Speaking of rookies, well, he's not a rookie anymore, but Mr. Cason Wallace, he's an Oklahoma City Thunder guy. You stacked some of his rooks, didn't you?
I did. Nothing like you, Tork. Now, I just stacked a few of them, and luckily he's not, on that upper tier. And, whenever we had everybody focused on Chet and Wemby and stuff, it was easy. I only stacked like maybe 8 or 9, maybe 10 Casons, and was high enough on the leaderboard. I got the rare. And then, so of course I locked that, and I'm still trying to figure out how I won this. In fact, I have the tab open on my computer. I'm looking at the TopShot. Yeah. So there was the top 5 collectors on the player leaderboard. Definitely wasn't me. Then it was 5 collectors were chosen via top 50 weighted leaderboard. That wasn't me. Then the 3 top collectors, but somehow 16 of us were chosen. Let me get back to the screen. There we go.
Ooh.
So there's only 13 people listed in the blog now, but there was 3 more of us there. All I did was filled out a Google form and got a Google Meet. So I was kind of shocked, to be honest. In fact, I think I DM'd Tork like, is this real? Like whenever I got the email from TopShot, I didn't believe it because I'm like I'm 99th on his leaderboard, I believe, something like that. So, maybe I was like a backup draw and one of the other guys couldn't come and I filled in for them. I'm not really sure. I wasn't going to ask any questions. I just
signed up real quick before they could take it back.
Yeah. So smart.
Save that.
Yeah. Let's get into it. Tork, you have more questions? I want to know everything.
Well, yeah, that's not the first. If you want to talk about Cason, that's shout out Richardson High School, DFW area. That's not the first cool thing you've done with time. You've gone to games because of TopShot. You and your son have gone to a few games, right?
Oh yeah. Oh man. So TopShot, my son is a huge fan of TopShot just because of how many games we've been able to go to. Because soon as I got on, and it was like March the 1st to 21, I got a Thunder set pretty quick once they opened up the Discord if you had a full set. So I had the Series 2 set and went to a couple different meet and greets. Like we went to played some pickleball, went to a couple different restaurants. And then, I went to, I think 4 or 5 games that 2 years ago. One of them was in a big group of like 20 other people, like, Thunder Hour was there, Glaze the Ham, the captains, a bunch of people were there. And then these last couple of years, I've gotten some really good seats, like kind of over in the corner, like, but down on the floor. I went to 3 or 4 games there too. So yeah, I mean, I've gotten to go to a bunch of games because of Top Shot for sure. Just being in the Thunder Discord.
What's the community name? Is that Loud City Collective?
Loud City Collective. That's what our upper, the third floor is called Loud City. Loves Loud City. Actually, though, I think our sponsor changed from Loves this year though, because we don't have the Loves logo on our jersey. Now that I think about it in my head, I don't think it's there.
What is Loves for people who aren't from Oklahoma or from the Southwest? What is Loves?
It is like a convenience store that's gotten really big. In fact, a cool story about that, if you want to get into Loves. Have you guys ever seen the logo? It's got the heart.
Yeah. I grew up with Loves.
So this is my company business, my dad's business, but my grandpa started it. It's a sign company. And my great uncle actually created the original Loves logo. I have the drawing.
No way.
Right, it's drawn, full scale, and it's like the cursive Loves. And the only thing they've kept from the original logo was the heart, but they actually had us build a full scale replica last year, and we put it in the museum up by the Oklahoma State Capitol, kind of memorializing like Oklahoma businesses, because we built all their signs until they got too big to be out of our region. So we just do all the ones like in the surrounding state.
That is epic.
So that's kind of cool that actually came up randomly.
That was a very unexpected segue.
It was, but now it makes me think, like, if I needed a KingBrett sign, like, you would be the guy that I would reach out to and pay full price for.
Absolutely.
Okay.
We mostly deal directly with most of businesses, but that's all right.
I am a business owner. It's called KingBrett's TopShot Collection, and it's my business.
There you go.
So, okay. Side note, we'll come back to that because I'm not joking. I want queso on it, pouring into my mouth. It's a whole thing.
Yeah, sorry, I kind of segued us away from Kaysen onto this Loves randomness, but we can get back to Kaysen.
Queso and then to Kaysen.
Yeah,
that was a segue back. Is what Brett just is. See, Brett's low key genius like that. You'll get used to it. He'll
subtle,
very subtle
things. Yeah, like Banana Mac. She doesn't use words; she uses hand signs.
Off my hands. It's not picked up on this yet. Unless they're doing the Macarena over here.
Later I'll tell you how to say that word. It's called the Macarena.
Banana banking Macarena? Is that what's going on here?
Canada.
Yeah, y'all don't even have guacamole.
I don't know.
You just have avocados, no guacamole.
Yeah.
And for the record, whoever needs to hear this, avocados are not guacamole.
Yes, correct. They're separate.
They're avocados.
But it does take avocados to make guacamole.
Yes.
Can we like a freshman gem? Rookie to freshman gem, the avocados turn.
Let's talk about basketball. I think because like the avocados are the shape of a basketball, kind of, and misshapen one. Tell us about the meet and greet. Like what? Like you got on? You're just waiting there. Like, did you get a suit and tie? Were you in like a jersey? Did you paint your face? Like, how did it go down?
Yeah, it was right after work. It was literally at 4:30 my time. I had to leave work early, so I couldn't really get like thundered up or anything. Plus, I knew I've seen some of the ones on Twitter where there's like 15 people on there on your little screen, so you can't see a whole lot. Plus, I was a little nervous. I'm kind of shy. So yeah, you just log in. Jacob, or no, it wasn't Jacob. It was another Dapper employee. Sends you a link. You just click it. It's a Google Meet. You're just chilling on there, and then all of a sudden. Actually, it was a Thunder representative popped up because I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Thunder, but they're notoriously they don't let their players talk with the media a whole lot. Like they don't talk to them, but they're very guarded in what they'll let them say. Like Presty and them, everything's locked down. I don't know. It's hard to get any information. All of our radio guys complain like they can't ever interview anybody. So she came on, and the first thing Jacob asked is like, okay, so what's off limits? And she surprisingly, she was like, nothing, anything basketball related, Thunder related, you guys can ask.
Wow.
So I thought Jacob asked kind of a pretty cool question that I thought he gave a pretty awesome answer to. He played for Calipari at Kentucky, and he started asking, he was like, so were you more lured to playing for Kentucky, the Wildcats, or did you want to play for Coach Cal? And like the way he put it was, I can't remember exactly how he said it, but something to the effect of like, well, Coach Cal is like the legend of Kentucky. I mean, he's part of it. He was carrying on the legend of Kentucky. So I wanted to be a part of both of them.
Oh, I love it.
Kind of interesting way to put it. And it seemed like Jacob was a little caught off guard. I think he was expecting him to say one or the other, you know. That was pretty cool. Let me see. I jotted down a couple things. Oh, yeah. So I wanted to, of course, ask about TopShot, and somebody else mentioned collectibles, and then I got stage fright. And so I just threw out something random that my son had actually kind of asked, which was like, is there a gym rat on the Thunder? Kind of like the way, like my son's heard all the Kobe stories, you know, first one in the gym, last one to leave. And I think he kind of gave me a little bit of a canned answer. He wouldn't give me, he says all of us, he says all of them are young and dogs and really want to work. And so he said on any given day, you know, Shea may be in there when he walks in one day, the next day Wig may be in there. Like he said, it always kind of rotates around. There's not one person that just is, you know, always the first one there, always the last one. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Also something that Tork had kind of mentioned. He was like, just ask him something random, like how many shots do you get up in a day? And y'all got any guesses? What do y'all think he would say?
1,200.
I mean, I would hope in the off season that the number more, but during the season, it's, I don't know, like I say right around 1,000. Close to what KingBrett said. I'll price is right. I'm gonna go just underneath.
I was going under. I was going like 500 straight up.
Well, that's what he said. He said, but then he did say, well, are you talking about in season? And I'm like, since you're in season now, yeah, he said probably about 500, but in the off season, probably double that. So
we're all right.
I'm thinking you want to be like, you know?
I would ask him like, hey, do you know how many headbands Alex Caruso goes through in one season?
See, I said in the DMs instead of Torks asking you for questions. Dang it. That would have been a good one.
Much better question. Much better question.
But then, some people asked about the Thunder Mavs playoff series, and it was pretty cool just hearing him just kind of gush about being on the court with Luka and Kyrie in Dallas. Just the fans going crazy, and you know, I mean, that's where he's from. He just said it was like surreal, like. And then he got into how he literally, I mean, and I don't know if he was just kind of gassing us up, but he said my two teams I wanted to play for was the Mavericks and Oklahoma City. And we're all like, well, Mavs first, right? That's where you're from. And he's like, to be honest with you, I literally would have chose OKC. And the reasoning why is because they're all real young. And I wanted to come up with them. I was watching Shea, I was watching Jada, and I'm like thinking, man, I could sneak in there and really have some fun. But he said whenever his agent on draft night came to the table and was like, do you want to be surprised or do you want to know where you're going? And he's like, I want to be surprised. But basically, so he knew when he got the phone call, if Dallas called him, he was going to OKC. And if OKC called him, he was going to Dallas because he knew he was getting traded. It's kind of wild that it happened that way. So he said he was like, I'm going to be happy no matter what. So when it was Dallas on the phone, he's like, boom, I'm going to the Thunder. But that's just crazy if that's true, that he really, the two teams that he wanted to go to was the two.
That's epic.
Yeah, it really is.
That's almost never happens, right? Unless you're the number one draft pick. Like, it's very rare that you get the exact team that you've been wanting to play for your whole life.
That's an advantage to not being such a high pick. You know what I mean? You can sneak into a team like that. So we're excited to have him. I don't know if you guys saw him the other night against Trae Young, just ripping him.
Yeah.
I wonder how many players know, like, you know, because obviously, you know, you got Mark Cuban, well, no longer, but you had Mark Cuban in Dallas and what he built as far as attracting, you know, players to a franchise. And you got Sam Presti. And I wonder if players are like, nope, I would much rather play for a guy like Sam Presti or in an organization that really seems to have their shit together versus, I'm not going to name names, but we all know certain teams. But anyway, you get the point. So I think that seems like a really great answer. It seems really thoughtful too. The one about the people in the gym, you know, and I believe him though, that it's probably a different dude every day. I mean, they're and he's right. They're a bunch of dogs, man. I'm a little nervous about OKC this year.
Yeah, speaking of dogs, did you guys see Caruso getting on the bark the other night after the Denver game? You guys don't get to see the local broadcast, so like the Thunder last year, J-Dub and Shea started doing this thing. I think Thunder Hour touched on it, like after the games where they interview But
Yeah.
like they'll be like, Shea, you're the best player of the game. We want to interview you, but everybody on the benches over there. You got Chet, you got J-Dub, Kaysen's usually there, and they're all standing there. And like Shea, they'll ask Shea a question sometimes. He'll just defer and say, "You guys answer," and then they'll all start barking like dogs because they say we're a bunch of dogs. They did it one time at the beginning of the year, and it caught on. Well, after that Nuggets game, he had every rookie up there. A couple of them, I didn't even know who they were just the first time I saw him. He introduced them all after that Bucks game. And then right at the very end, there was like 8 of them lined up like this, and they kind of parted ways, and Caruso pokes his head with his headband and starts barking. Man, it was great. I just love the cohesiveness of them. And then they're all walking out like with their arms around each other and stuff. I just love the culture that they have. It's fun. But like what's really cool is they will literally shun like the national broadcast whenever we're on a national, and they'll go, especially like last year whenever we were on no national TV, they would literally skip like the guy on ESPN and go to our local guy, and then he'd leave the national guy hanging out. Like they're all about the local like Thunder people and the whole organization. It's really cool. I love it.
They're such a great young core.
Yeah, that's why they're so scary. And they're going to be even scarier. So not that y'all asked, but this is a cool little side note because it ties in what we're literally talking about to my business. So Shannon Presti, she's the wife. She actually just bought Cutco about a week and a half ago, which is the product I sell, right? And they're talking about doing Cutco with the OKC, with the logo, and putting it in the suites at the arena and giving it out to some season ticket holders and some different cool stuff like that. Which would be really epic. We are already in like 3 or 4 NBA teams, a few like Major League Baseball teams. We're in like 12, NFL teams. But it would be pretty cool because then I can be like, hey, I need to go sharpen your knives and watch the game.
Yeah.
Little side note.
Are we going with you, King? Your employees?
Your employees. Y'all are my bosses. But I am, if that happens and we have their logo on file, I'm going to send one to Mr. Kicker. So you can have one of the first ever Oklahoma City Thunder engraved, approved knives in the world.
So that would be like super.
I don't know knives across the border, but it's
don't worry. We have a factory in Canada, so we don't even have to cross the border. We just
have you tried already, Mac?
I don't need to talk about what I do outside of talk.
Ooh, sore subject.
Those come back. That is a joke.
Wow, getting real. Let's talk about Dort. Let's talk about Wallace. Let's talk about Wiggins. Let's talk about all the Jalens you have on your team because you have like 50 of them.
Yeah, like the torture chamber.
Who are you most excited about for this season that you feel has kind of been under the radar? Because like Oklahoma's been in the spotlight. Like people know y'all are the underdog. You're the team that like there's the scrappy fighters, the young team. Like, but who's your like, slow horse, quiet, but like you really think is going to be the guy?
Well, I mean, last year I would have gave you the answer, Jada, but I think he's kind of the obvious one now, especially now that he's been developing his outside shot more. So I don't really, if you want to say somebody that's kind of like not as obvious, I honestly think Kaysen could really be that guy. He's really getting that outside shot going. And on defense, man, that was another thing he talked about was we've got 3 great defenders on the team. I mean, Shea's not really a great defender, but they all have their different ways they play. Like Dort, he doesn't really get a lot of steals and stuff, but he can straight up lock up anybody, big or small, and play him one-on-one. And he just likes to use his body. And refs seem to kind of give him a little leeway, I think. He gets away with being pretty physical. I mean, I know against Luka in the playoffs, he was on his butt several times.
Not at all. It's because y'all kept kicking him. No, y'all literally so every time he got going, y'all would just kick him in the leg.
Everyone was friendly. What are you talking about?
Bang that knee up, man. He was killing us.
My God.
But I thought it was cool when Kaysen started talking about how like they all learn from each other because like Caruso kind of does a little bit of both. He kind of plays straight up, but he also plays in the passing lanes. And then like Kaysen, he's kind of more like that too. He gets a lot of steals with passing lanes, but he's also become a really good just straight up defender. He's learning that from Dort. Shea's more of he picked the spots and gets a lot of steals just by playing in the passing lanes. And he says he's learned a lot of that from those two. I mean, apparently is what Kaysen was saying. So yeah, I love that about our team is we got 3 great defenders. with those guys on the floor. But I'm also really excited to see what we can do with Hartenstein because in the preseason, I love the way we changed our offense and we bring him up to the top of the key and let it flow through him. We'd have guys making back cuts and stuff. We never did that last year. It was pretty much like we would just move the ball a lot outside the key, but it was always smalls up there. And then what I did notice in the first game was we actually played Chet like that some. In that first game against Denver, we had him up at the top of the key and we were letting him kind of dictate the game. And he was the best player on the court that night. So I do really like that. Just by bringing in a big like that, it kind of changed some of our sets, and I think that's going to help us make us a little tougher to guard. I'm really excited.
He's like 7 foot. He's only like 1 inch shorter than Chet. Like he's, you know what I mean? So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what he can do. It's really a shame he had to break his hand right before the year because it's, we were starting to get a chance to gel and everything. So we'll be a little behind, and then when he gets in, I expect us to have a short time of getting used to each other. But our team seems pretty well coached, and just I love Dagnall, by the way, too. I don't know if you guys noticed, we've been switching. We've already had like 3 or 4 different starting lineups. We started Wiggins a couple nights ago.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't even think we started Caruso yet. Maybe we did the second game because the first game we started Kaysen, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, it's wild. I love it though because it's like I kind of think it's like at the beginning of the year like this. I like trying a few different things and kind of see what sticks, especially without Hartenstein.
Especially with a young team earlier in the season, trying things out now versus trying things out of necessity later. Because now it's by your own volition. But you know how some teams get to the end of the year and they're like, all right, we got to make a change because this guy isn't doing it, or we need to have him off the bench. And some of these players, it's crazy how like just by not starting, but by coming off the bench, you can be a completely different player than if you start the game.
Oh,
it's like the mentality of it it's crazy if you really watch some of these people that are doing it. Some of the transitions they're making between starters, coming off the bench, even a couple minutes into the game, like how they react differently.
Yeah,
It's fun to watch OKC right now because they're not tinkering because they have to. They're tinkering because they can.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to incorporate a bunch of new guys. You don't have to build any team chemistry. It's like, okay. And it's almost like the growth is going to be exponentiated in that regard. Cause like, all right, we're going to try things really quickly and you're going to get feedback immediately from the guys on the floor that know the system and know what you're trying to do. And then get right back to Daniel and be like, no, that ain't working. Move on to something different. And then you already have everything ready. As you said, Chet, the blueprint for Hartenstein when he comes in to be a poor man's Chet, if you will. You wish it would be a poor man's Chet, but anyway, still love the pickup. Man, you guys are stacked, man. And as you mentioned, Shea, like on defense, he's like the free safety, just, not necessarily. I mean, like it's amazing. People are used to seeing continuity on offense and, people, when they're used to moving off screens and filling gaps and whatnot, it's really amazing to see it happen on defense. And OKC's got that already, and that's freaking scary. So,
well, and the other advantage Shea has is that, there's always 2 other really good defenders on the floor with him. So he's never having to guard like the best guy. So then he can, like you said, he can kind of hang back like a free safety, kind of sag into the lane a little bit and play passing lanes and get steals. So, I mean, it's just a good setup for him because there's always going to be Jalen's always either J-Dubs on there with him or Kaysen or Caruso. And usually 2 out of the 3 are out there with him. So he's usually on like the third guard, as far as skill wise from a scoring perspective. So I love that. It's a pretty big advantage for us.
Dude,
and
I love
absolutely sell out on the perimeter with Chet and Hartenstein back there to clean it up too.
That's for sure. Yeah, having Hartenstein too, because that was our biggest weakness, was just not having quite enough size. We were getting killed on the boards, especially against the Mavericks. But it happened, a couple times during the year against the Nuggets, and that's what was pretty cool the other night. Was just it was nice to just kind of drill the Nuggets without any extra bigs.
Yeah.
But I think we all see it. The writing's on the wall to me for them. But I mean, they did have a good game this last game. Jokic went off.
One of them had a good game. Yes.
I think their window is closing.
Dude, I just love that right now. I know we're only a few games in, right? But right now, OKC is the only undefeated team in the Western Conference. You have the highest points per game in the Western Conference by over a point. But opponents' points per games You are 15 points lower than any other team in the Western Conference so far. Like
Wow,
that's a pretty awesome kind of stat line there, because that's almost more than any other team in the NBA right now, other than Cleveland, who is also undefeated 4-0, and they have like a 15-point differential. That's pretty hot, dude.
Yeah, it is. We just got to hope that the injury bug, like last year, we were probably one of the best teams in the league injury wise. Like we had none. I think Chet played in every single game last year. So, I mean, we had like no injury bug. And then this year it kind of got us a little bit at the beginning. So we'll kind of see because most of the time that kind of evens out. So, I mean, I feel like, it's a long season, man. And the West is so stacked. It's just, it's going to be tough. I know that
right now you're undefeated. You got to embrace what you got.
I'll work with it, man. I'll work with it, but I'm not counting my chickens yet.
And they're my finals prediction. I think OKC the finals this year. I said it weeks ago. That's who I'm putting the money on. Whole team's under like 29 years old. They're young, they're healthy, they have good chemistry. Things line up properly. The Mavs, they'll be going home.
I mean, whatever, dude. I will tell you, last year though, I was way more worried about OKC than I was Boston. Because I think OKC is way scarier than Boston played out of their minds. Dallas didn't play good against Boston. We played really well against OKC, and we barely snuck it out. Like, a lot of those games could have gone either way. So I look forward to playing each other again in the playoffs, and I'll support you if you cry. And if I cry, hopefully you support me. But either way, the Celtics will not win. Treaticus.
Yeah,
that's what I'm hoping too.
Well, OKC is the reason that Boston won. And here's why I say that.
For sure.
Because they literally kicked the shit out of Luka. Yeah. And by the time he got to the finals, Luka couldn't do anything anymore.
He could hardly walk in one.
It was sad, man. So you guys took everything out of the Mavs. Congratulations. It's like if we can't win, we're just not going to let the Mavs win. So we'll just beat up everybody. That's Thunderball. Was that when you alluded to getting thundered up earlier?
Where we just beat up on people? No, that's
literally just go beat people up.
Yeah.
On the court.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Dude, it's going to be an exciting season. What, man? I didn't mean to interrupt.
If we do lose, I would choose the Mavericks. I think Tork knows this, but I'm from Oklahoma, so the Thunder. Right. Well, now I've kind of revealed I'm old, so there was no Thunder when I was a kid.
Me either.
So in the '90s, I was a Jordan fan, so I just rooted for the Bulls. But I also had a Mavericks. I had a Jamal Mashburn and Jason Kidd poster on my wall. I rooted for the Mavs. I even rooted for the Mavs whenever Dirk won his championship against KD and Russ. Because I wanted Dirk to get his championship. And then after that year, once he moved on and the team kind of switched over, I became a full-time Thunder fan. But I've really been a Mavs fan my whole life as well. And I love me some Luka. I love Kyrie. And speaking of that, and going to games, I'm going to see the Thunder and the Mavericks on the 11th, I believe. It's a Sunday at 6:00. My son picked it. I got it from Loud City Collective, and my son got to pick which game, and that's the one he chose. He wants to see Kyrie and Luka.
Awesome. And Clay?
Yeah, see, he's a Warriors fan, so I low key I think that's why he chose him, because we got this the last time we went to a Warriors game.
Oh, dude.
And okay. He didn't get Clay. He wasn't real happy about that, so I think he wants another shot at it. He's going to take a Clay card. He's going to take a Clay Warriors card and try to get it signed.
Get it signed?
Yeah.
Do you think you're maybe going to end up in a moment? I know this is like a goal among our collectors, and you say you go to games.
I would love to. I would have to do that on my own, because this game I'm going to, the tickets are provided by Loud City Collective, and since I haven't been this year, I'm not sure where our seats will be. Like last year, we were kind of in the corner on the floor. A year prior to that, we were on the floor on the other corner. So it kind of moves around. I'm not really sure where they got the tickets this year. But you guys, I'm sure you'll see my pictures.
We'll see it all over Twitter.
I'll buy your moment.
You hear that? I hope Top Shot hears this, makes it like a legendary and ultimate.
Okay.
Break the
Yeah. I mean, I'll still try to buy it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to a finals game and try to make sure I'm in a finals moment, and then make Brett buy it.
Yeah.
See, this is the way to do it.
When the Mavs are in the finals again, I'm gonna buy the best tickets ever, and I'm going to go topless. I'm gonna flash the camera so I get in the moment. Straight nipples and all. I don't care. I'll put tape over it so that way it's legal on TV, but whatever.
You're gonna go Farmer Fran, huh? Farmer Fran from the Water Boy.
Oh, Ness. I was like, Farmer Fran. It took me a minute.
Yeah, the coach with his overalls, and he gets all
yeah,
excited. Yeah, takes the overalls off, and he's
yeah,
having a little fun.
I like him. He kind of looks like me. Man, I know we're talking a lot about OKC, not Oklahoma, not the Dallas Mavericks, maybe even another, division, whatever. Like who's like your other top picks? Who do you think is really going to have a good season this year that we need to watch out for?
Man, I mean, before the season started, I was kind of thinking like kind of the obvious one with the Grizzlies, just to see what they would do with Ja back.
Right.
I kind of thought Minnesota looked like they could be kind of scary. But I'll tell you who's been surprising just out of the gate is AD with the Lakers, man. Like, when he's playing like that, they are a problem for anybody. Now, of course, the key cog in that is when he's playing like that and when he's even playing. But
yeah, when he's not injured.
Yeah, but I've been shocked. And then another one, my son is a Warriors fan, so I end up watching them a lot. Buddy Hield on them. I mean, he actually he fits like Clay did before, I mean, he's the only one in the league, I think, that's made more threes than Curry in the last couple of years is him, or right around the same, numbers. So he looks good with them, and he lit it up the other night without Curry.
Dude. Yeah, I think that's the key for any of the top teams is injuries, right? So this is coming out a couple days from now or whatnot, but tonight the Lakers are actually playing the Cavaliers, Cleveland. So undefeated Cleveland versus 3-1 Lakers. I'm actually excited to kind of tune in and watch that game. Even risk some of the injuries. I know Cleveland's way favored to win. They're like a 70% pick to win, but I think it'll be a really good game. See what happens.
And Bronny's traveling with the team, right? So he's going to be there. They're in Cleveland.
Yep. Bron's last game in Cleveland, maybe.
Ooh.
Maybe make sure that Bronny gets his first bucket before they send him down to the G League when they come back on the road trip, which they've already said they're going to do. I think tonight's the night that Bronny gets his first bucket, putting it out there.
It's going to be an alley-oop from his father.
They're going to recreate the Dwayne Wade lob with Dwayne Wade walking away. That's going to be one of the two. I don't know who's catching the alley-oop, though, but that's what it's going to be, and that's going to be Bronny's debut moment. Yeah, I'm sticking to it.
Shots called here, folks. If it is, all four of us get that moment for free, Dapper.
Yeah. Shit, I'll buy it for you if that happens.
Yeah. Challenge accepted.
I've been buying a couple just especially before that first game, whenever they announced he was going to come in early, I'm thinking I better grab me a couple. And then the price dropped significantly after he didn't do anything. Yeah. And I'm like, I'm going to snag me a couple more.
I mean, that's
buy the dip, baby.
It's kind of nice having them released so early this season. Pick them up when players are doing as well, but they have the potential there. We're way too hard on rookies. I've said it so many times before. They come out one game, they look like crap, and they're immediately labeled a bust. Look at Grady Dick last season to now, guys. I'm going to lay that example.
Who's that?
You know who it is, King. You have like a stack of his moments.
I don't.
You're a secret fan. I can feel it in my soul.
No, it's a really good point though, Mac, because we're literally like 4 or 5 games into maybe a few more than that, but it's 1 week or 2 into the season, and people are just like, I don't know what the expectations are. I don't know, but I'm telling you right now, I think Mr. Kicker and I were talking about it a few days ago that there's a whole bunch of like $3 to $4 rookies out there that are going to end up being in the $20, $25 range. You just got to know where to find them. Because it's 2 level playing field, but certain situations are more advantageous than others. And then we've got more rookies dropping. But I mean, just take Toronto, for example. We've talked about Jamal Shed, Jamison Batty, from Ohio State as well. I mean, like those, guys who nobody would have thought would have been having an impact already, but look at what they're doing. So just throwing it out there that, a lot of potential for this rookie class.
Take the gamble under $5. Man, if they're a bust, so be it. If they end up being great, you bought it for under $5. You're walking away with something that you may be able to sell down the road or stack for freshman gems, whatever you like to do with your collection.
Yeah, it's definitely a rookie set that I can actually collect. Some of those other ones were out of my range, like having to try to get Wemby, and like especially last year at this time, if you were buying Wemby, you were way overpaid.
Or
So,
even Chet.
Yeah, even Chet. Luckily, I pulled Chet. So, and I never get lucky to pull. But as a Thunder fan, I was so happy. Like I think I bought like 4 rookie packs or something, and I ripped until I pulled Chet, and then I sold my other ones.
Oh, nice. Amazing. Now, do you what you sold? Like your pack? Do you ever go on and look to see what was in your pack contents that you sold off?
Sometimes. I didn't then. I have more now because you can just go on Own the Moment and click pack feed, and if you just sold it, I mean, it's right there, and you can just go to packs and see all your sold packs. You'd have to go to Live Token Bot and send it. So I would never do that because I'm like, it's too much work. But I'll be on Own the Moment and accidentally just click on sold packs, and then I'll see the ones I just sold. I just sold a bunch of all day packs, and luckily I did because they were garbage, and I got good money for them. But no, I try not to look that up. But now it's too in your face. Or RRX will screenshot it to me and be like, "Hey, good call, buddy."
Yep, like, they will let you know. My RR pack last year, I tried to stay away from exactly that, and I forget who was like, "No, hey, guess what? You're going to be happy with this." And I'm like, "Oh, well, thanks for that. At least it's good news." But
yeah,
wouldn't have appreciated it if it wasn't. But yeah, no, I sell those packs and I'll take my profit if that's the case, and I just move on with my life. I don't need to know if there was a Wemby in there.
I don't want to be sad about it because then it makes me never want to do it again.
I want it to be Schrodinger's moment.
Yeah. That's kind of the way I am with Grady Dick. I do not own a Grady Dick moment as of now. I just hope that one day one just appears in a pack or in a drop or in something, and then I just have it. It's kind of Schrodinger's cat.
Maybe you'll just see a dick in your account all of a sudden.
Bro, I've always wanted to. I'm not going to do it, Treaticus. Stop it. I felt my inner Treaticus vibe rolling. Man, I don't even know where to go from there. I'm very thinking about
really
a blank in my account. So I know you're big, obviously before Mavs, OKC, in the community. Like, who are some of the people that you look forward to or you like talking to the most about OKC? You know what I mean? RRX, Tork, like, are there people when like something big happens that you're like, boom? Are you going to Batch County and you're hitting up the DM, the messages and the general, or like what's happening on like OKC goes off? Who's Mr. Kicker talking to?
The main one that I'll celebrate with, sometimes I'll hit up Thunder Hour like when we're going to like the playoffs or whatever, but RRX, because he's a Thunder fan.
Yeah.
And then it's just cool to get on the Top Shot Thunder Discord when we're going off, and just some of the captains glaze the ham, and then we'll be in there kind of capping off or whatever. But mostly it's a lot of my local friends just on text or whatever. But so I mean, not for Top Shot, the only Thunder fans I really know involved with Top Shot are the captains, and then like RRX really. When I think about it, that's really all I really know.
Well, yeah, Tork and I are honorary, other than the Mavericks, OKC fans. So if you ever want to be excited, you can text us as long as you're not playing the Mavs. That's acceptable. I will tell you, I just got back from OKC doing some work up there, and we went to, it was Thursday night. I just finished an event with my buddy. We actually got some kind of bad news. So we were like, hey, where can we go have a drink, watch some football because we're in fantasy football, and just have some food. So we went to B-Dubs, Buffalo Wild Wings, and we walked in, and it was insane how there was one TV with Thursday Night Football on. Every other TV was the OKC game because they were playing that same night.
Oh, yeah.
And I was just like, wow, it's not even like this in Dallas. Like just the whole state of Oklahoma. It's like Canada, how there's only one Canadian basketball team.
Yeah.
You are like Canada, but for the United States. It's like Oklahoma, nothing exists. other than OKC basketball. It was epic. And then we ended up just watching the OKC game and hearing and like meeting people and high-fiving and buying drinks. And like I forget who was even playing Thursday night football, but it didn't matter anymore.
Yeah,
It's just such a vibe.
Yeah, it is, and I honestly think that it's affected the college programs. I think it's hurt OU and OSU's basketball programs because there's nobody in the stands. Their games are all at the Thunder game, and everybody's kind of migrated to the Thunder. But that's all right. I'll take it. We're just glad we have a pro team here.
Oh, for sure. It's a long time coming.
We're supposed to have a new arena too.
Oh yeah, y'all will know this. Y'all are way smarter than I am. What states are left that does not have a pro team? Is there any state that does not? Like Vermont. They don't, right? New Hampshire? They don't.
No pro team in Vermont or New Hampshire.
Wisconsin?
I don't know. There's doesn't Delaware have the Mad Ants? That's a G League team.
Bro, I don't even know the words you just said.
Anyway, I don't think they have like an NBA team, but Washington doesn't. Right? That's because OKC stole. Well, wait, we don't need to talk about that. Sorry.
They're going to get one though.
Yeah, I thought Washington had one.
The radio station here's been saying that Vegas and Seattle will probably be getting a team soon. Like they're already building an arena, I think, or something in Vegas, right?
Yeah.
Or they're planning it or something. Like, and if they're doing that, then they know something's coming down the line.
Vegas is good at stealing teams from other states and bringing them to their state and making them good. So that makes sense.
True.
I think we need another team in Canada, guys.
Pretty small market. Don't think so.
We could have another Toronto team. We could have two teams. I'm telling you, it'd pop off.
Look,
the old school Grizzly jerseys were some of my favorites.
Ooh,
they're iconic. The
My
purple
son's basketball team has been wearing them. Yeah, I should have.
Eating some poutine, watching Carter play. Man, that would have been epic.
It would have been time to be alive.
Gosh, man.
Making me feel old. Yeah. It was an epic time to be alive.
Yeah, we were there. You weren't, but we were.
I wasn't even a thought.
Yeah, I'm old.
That's false. I was existing just barely. I was pretty useless.
My dog said they agree with that.
They agree that I'm useless. Your dogs are coming for me.
Well, no, not that you're.
Well, that was ruthless.
Yeah, it's one of those things that like you're taught to agree with women even when they're wrong, but you know that they're wrong. You just agree with them because they want to be right. I was agreeing with you, and I didn't even know what I was agreeing with because my wife has trained me that way. I just thought my dog was saying you're awesome, and they would like some guacamole.
I mean, I'm gonna pull out the thunder and start barking in a minute. Mr.
Okay.
Kicker, talk to me about what sets you're collecting. I heard a rumor, Cool Cats.
Ooh. Well, Three Ball kind of lit a fire under me because he saw me kind of just scooping the cheaper ones. And yeah, I've just been slowly putting in offers, and I think I've got like 7 or 8 left. Of course, the 2 big ones are the main ones, though. Yeah, I'm working on it, but it was a fun thing to do during the off season. And but I'll still keep throwing in some offers, and then when I get down to the 2 big dogs, then I'll have to figure out what I'm going to do. But I never have been a big set collector. I just mostly collected in lock thunder, and then try to have like my favorite commons of just moments that I love, and then of course to have a player for fast break. Of course, you got to have that, and then try to have a rare of all the studs for fast break. But I have started collecting more sets. Like I went ahead, I won $100 floaty shopping spree here recently.
What? Who was it?
$100 floaty shopping spree. Floaty. And I just pretty much used it to just complete, like, I finished the 23-24 base set. Almost got 23-24 fresh threads. I figured I would go ahead and finish some of the ones from last season so I can maybe get a little, some crumbs, some little crumbs that TopShot might throw out, like a quick rip pack or something like that. Ooh. So I did. So I think I've got 12 or 13 sets, but they're all just common, like I think I've got all the hustle and shows, a couple of the extra spices. And then I have a lot of stacks because I've been pretty heavy in the TSR TopShot rewards community.
Yeah.
Like we have like the King's table where we collect the Hustle and Show 2324 LeBron. That's the challenge reward. If you hold 5 of those, I think you get to sit at the table. I think I've got about 10 of them. And then we're also big into collecting the LeBron spotlights. Did you guys see the Top Shot buyback program? Buy a bunch of those the other day. It's like if you go look at the LeBron spotlight, it's Top Shot reward. There's like he bought Master Collector as Top Shot reward. He bought like probably 20 of them in a row, and then you see the Top Shot buyback program on there. I've got a big stack of those. So yeah, a lot of my collecting has been around TSR. Like the other thing is we have the Trae Young, his S2 7500. It's an assist moment. That's like his the moment that he kind of started the TSR based on, really. Like he was stacking that moment. So we've got like an Ice Trae Evolved. If you own like 15 of those, you can be. It's like just a Discord. What's it called? Not name, but you know what I'm saying. Where on Discord, where if you hit certain thresholds, you get to have a. What's it called?
Yeah, not a title, but a
level thing.
Yeah, like y'all know what I'm saying.
Like
Nobody's
veteran, all-star.
Yeah.
Whatever it's called.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Tork knows. He's just not going to tell us. It's okay, man.
Trying to figure it out.
I don't know anything about Discord. I hate that place. Never mind. I love C&C Discord. It's the best place ever. The rest of Discord sucks.
Nice backpedal. Real smooth. Worked out fantastically.
I got you.
But yeah, check out Discord. It's where a lot of free stuff's given. You can talk to the community. Check out the C&C one.
As I said, the C&C Discord is actually pretty cool, man. Like, I mean, a lot of giveaways, a lot of good stuff. But yeah, the rest of Discord, barren wasteland. Nailed the dismount.
C&C doesn't have a bunch of junk in it like a lot of the other ones do. A bunch of spam and just a bunch of collectors that are all kind of on the same wavelength, just having fun, talking about Top Shot. So if you're not in there, you got to get in there. Yeah. And also too, if you want some cool merch like this here, I think KingBrett can probably give us the link to that. I think is it shop.collectin.com, right?
Man, it is shop.collectinandconnectin.com. You nailed it.
So you can get these too.
Your float gear, we got C&C, we got the teams repping.
Yep, that's where Dallas Mavericks has our merch is on there. There's a lot of teams that got some really cool designs and new stuff on there. You should definitely check out.
We're always getting new things on there too, guys. You gotta stay active.
Stack the rooks.
Stack them rooks. There's an iconic one. It's one of my favorite songs of Treats too. Shout out Treat. Stack them rooks and tap that up. That's like mottos.
Are those available to download yet on the website? Because we need to get those up. If not,
they should be.
He's
iTunes,
them from us.
Like a link to iTunes or something. Like what's the mayor doing?
I'd pay $1.29 for that.
I'd pay more. I would pay more.
Yeah.
I would pay the intro and record it, not pay for it. And then I just play it on my phone.
Illegally download it.
Wow, I can't believe we're already almost at an hour. Let's do a round of last questions. Banana, Tork, Brett, Mr. Kicker. We all get to have one last question for you or yourselves. Let's start with Banana. Let's put her on the hot seat. She just took a big breath. She's floated out.
Put me on a hot seat. All right, let's see. What is your top rare you guys are looking at for fast break right now? Maybe a hidden gem. Like, give me the rundown of what you're buying.
Mr. Kicker, you get to go first, but you have time to look at your phone.
He's pulling up his.
That's what I was doing. I was going to see if I had any offers, and because a bunch of offers have been hitting here recently for me, so I don't think I have. I think most of my Dapper's done. Yeah, my Dapper's about zeroed out because offers keep on hitting.
That's a good thing.
Who I've gotten recently, but it's really been rookies that have been hitting. Like Bub Carrington just hit, Dillingham, Castle. Dang. See, actually, some of them are going to be useful. Like Castle's getting to play a lot. Some of those guys could be useful. Rares, man, I don't really. Drew Holiday, I feel like, is one that's just for fast break. You can put him in anywhere. Steals, assists, rebounds, 3. I mean, he does it all. So I mean, to me, he's one that you got to have, and he's not real expensive.
Mm-hmm. No, he's a great pickup.
Tork, I know you got some.
Let's hear it.
You got to unmute, sir, so we can hear. Unless you're
My
trying
bad. So as far as what rookies to stack, are we looking at just Castle specifically, or
I love how you have answers for all of it.
I don't know.
Rares. No, any rares like kind of
for
rare.
fast break?
Yeah.
under the radar. Yeah.
I mean, I went and got a Jalen Johnson rare in the offseason. About a couple weeks ago, I went and stacked a Jalen Johnson. He tends to come in very handy for like multiple uses, like getting to the free throw line, offensive rebound, points in the paint. He can hit some threes too, double doubles. I got a Tari Eason as well, although I don't know how well that's going to turn out because last year before he got hurt, he was just a double double machine. But he's kind of buried on the depth chart. If you don't have a Shingun rare, I highly recommend getting one of those. Got to have that guy this year. Other than that, man, I can't think of anybody else that you guys didn't name.
What do you think about Max? We all see who she got in the offseason, and now she's been listing them on Floaty in the last 12 hours. Lonzo Ball.
Lonzo Ball. Bought a couple of them, guys. I was smart about what I was doing in the offseason. I thought if he comes back and he looks good, maybe I can sell one so I can get some stuff going for giveaways here.
Man.
And if not, I think his moment with LaMelo is super cool. And it was like $7 in the offseason, which was insane. And it's two brothers playing. And I think that's just like,
yeah, that's
I don't know. That's a full circle moment.
Man, y'all need to text me or something because I don't have a Jalen Johnson. I don't have Lonzo Ball. I don't even know what I'm doing. All I've done is work the state fair and think about knives. So I'm glad this is like a little kickstart to reminding me that I need to do some stuff.
It's
yeah.
off season. Go on Floaty, search rares. I'm telling you, the
I don't know how
prices
to
were
do any
cheap.
of those things.
I'll get a little tutorial going for you, King.
Yeah,
I don't know if you guys know that I know.
I mean, maybe screen record and teach me, and I'm in. I'm down. I just want to buy some stuff.
So good at that. I think we.
So yeah, my two rares that I'm excited about buying is the Jalen Johnson and Lonzo Ball for just the reasons that y'all have them and I don't. The end.
Look at
To be clear, I don't have Lonzo. I saw Mac doing that in the offseason, and then I just started listing some on Floaty because she must have grabbed a few of them.
Well, yeah, she doesn't like when we talk about her stacks because then like other people copy her because she's kind of a big deal. She's kind of a trendsetter, So what?
I'm an influencer. You get it?
Well played.
I got it. I'm just trying to decide if I like it or not.
I don't know. Someone tweeted it at me, and I was like, I'm feeling that. I like that.
Yeah, that's special. I'm going to go with I like it. Good job. I like it.
You have to agree with me.
Yeah, I'm just agreeing with you because that's what I was taught. Tork, you got a last question for any of us or Mr. Kicker specifically?
I would ask like what rookies you're stacking, but I guess we got to wait on OKC to start dropping some NBATOPSHOTs and some other guys. But anybody in mind? Who would you recommend? Like if you have one $5 under moment to recommend to people, what's it going to be?
Oh man, it's tough at this point, right? I mean, I haven't been as much into college ball as I have been in the past, just because I've been so dang busy, and then the team up the road has been pathetic. So I don't get to watch these guys like I used to, but I really like Bub. You said $5 and under because I was going to say the only one that I've seen a lot of where I'm just like, bam, like he pops out to me is Castle. But yeah, so I mean, I guess I'll just say Bub if I'm saying for a cheap one. Because I'll tell you, have the Wizards not been like crazy to watch? Like Jordan Poole over here lighting stuff up. I mean, I'm actually starting him in fast break tonight because he's been hitting threes, and I mean he's been lighting it up. They've been fun to watch. Like shout out to Stevie G, TopShot Wizard, Daniel Slow, SDA. Hey, I know that you guys are wanting to tank and everything, but y'all are going to win some games this year, and you're fun to watch.
They'll find a way to tank. Jordan Poole will find a way.
right
he
when they
will.
get excitement and like hope is right when they'll just like, all right, just kidding. Oh.
Yeah,
Now,
it's like
don't
the
they have-
opposite of Jurassic Park, where life finds a way. No, it doesn't. Not in Washington. Not in DC.
Don't they have some of the Thunder's staff that have kind of some of like the guys in the front office? They're kind of trying to follow that blueprint and kind of create that culture. Have you noticed they're playing rookies and young guys now instead of bringing in a bunch of like veterans and just throwing them on the court to see what they can do? It's like they're actually trying to build something. It looks like, to me at least. So I'm hopeful for that because I have a bunch of family in DC. So I get out there every couple of years. They're all big time Commanders, and none of them are really into basketball like I am, but I still root for them because it's kind of like a second home to me. So I've always had a little bit of a soft spot for the Wizards for that reason.
I like it. My question is going to be extremely hard. What is one thing each of you are grateful for? Doesn't even have to be Top Shot related. I just want to hear some gratefulness in our lives. So, Banana, you're going to go last because I know you really want to talk.
Yeah.
Tork, something you're grateful for, buddy.
Man, I'm grateful for the community. Like that was the thing that I was most looking forward to coming back is, looking forward to interacting with like-minded basketball folk that allows me to be just as much of a basketball nerd as I like to be. And I don't have to explain that to anybody. I don't explain that to Mr. Kicker. I don't explain that to you, KingBrett, or Banana Banking Mac. So it's my safe space. So I'm very grateful for that. And I appreciate you guys and I love you guys. So just wanted to say that.
Yeah, awesome.
Great question.
Thank you. What about you, Mr. Kicker? What's something you're grateful for, buddy?
Man, I'm grateful for this roof right here over my head, and then I got to wake up this morning.
Amen.
To be honest with you, fam. Sometimes I'll struggle with some anxiety and kind of get down some days. So, but today, man, I woke up knowing I'm getting on with you guys. The sun was shining a little bit. It's windy and overcast here, but the sun is still shining. And just grateful to be here with you guys, talking ball, and that's all.
I love it, man. I love it. Banana Mac, what's something you're grateful for?
I'm grateful for friends, family, my health, the community, every opportunity I have within this community, joining guys like you today, talking about floaty. Every opportunity the last year has been pretty unreal. So thanks to everyone who's part of it.
I love it. Man, I'm grateful again, like all of us. Like when you actually think about what you're grateful for, it's kind of mind blowing because you're like, crap, it's just things I take for granted every single day of my life. But when you think about it, it's like, wow, I'm grateful for a lot. I'm grateful for 3-ball getting me into Top Shot because it's not something I never would have imagined that I'm this deep down the rabbit hole. I never imagined doing podcasts, getting to meet freaking cool people like Mr. Kicker, like Tork, like Banana, like all the other people. We just had Jacob on. Like what? We're talking to people that we have no business talking to, but it's because we love basketball. So grateful for the community, and every day I wake up is a blessed and great day. So I'm grateful for the opportunity to live life, and especially here in America where there's a lot of things going on around the world that, that we're blessed to not have to deal with. So the fact that I can spend extra money and buy, Top Shot moments is a pretty amazing thing because there's a lot of people that can't do that. So I'm grateful for that, grateful for the community, and grateful for C&C. Treaticus and his pitchfork, SDA, Ariel, all starting with a crazy idea, and it's grown to something really cool. Man, can't think of a better way to wrap it up. Mr. Kicker, dude, thank you so much for spending time out of your day. We know you're running businesses, you're taking care of the family. We are grateful that you chose today to be on. So just thanks, man.
Hey, you can thank 3-ball because he's been in my DMs now for months, and he's relentless, and he finally got me to relent and get on here.
Well, that's one thing he is. He's annoying. I mean, he's persistent. He's one of our favorite people. I'm pretty sure he's watching this live and he's in our chat. He's just not telling us he's there. We'll get notes. As soon as we click stop recording, he'll be like, hey, so next time I need you to breathe less loud. Okay, Brett? I can't control how loud I breathe, dude. But anyways, Banana, Tork, y'all are amazing. Everyone watching, listening, check us out. we're all over the place. I think we're on Snap. We're on like Instagram. We're on literally everything. And if we're not, 3Ball, message him directly and get us on there. He loves DMs. And peace, love, and have a great day.
We're just starting off the season. It's only going to get bigger and better. Thank you for watching. Check out our merch store. I'm rocking the Stack Them Rook shirt. Shop at Shop Collectin Connectin. We'll see you next Tuesday.